Oh, what's going on, everybody? G Funky Boxing. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell. Let's get it, guys. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. Tank gets the stoppage. I believe Garcia doesn't come out for the 9th round, if I'm not mistaken. What's going on, Demetrio, in the chat? Appreciate you being here, man. Don't forget, hit that like button, guys, as you come in. All right. I'm gonna wait a few minutes here before I really dig into this thing. Share this to all my social medias out there. Um, Man, this actually, I mean, look, was there a lot of mismatches? Of course. Of course there was. We talked about that here. Um, but look, we got an upset tonight, right? Roiman Villa upsets Rashidi Ellis. Upsets him, man, in a really, really good fight. DJ Mayakano de Tejas, what's up, man? Hopefully that fight is next. Let's see. Demetrius says I scored it 5-3 for Garcia before the end. Yeah, I think it was one of those fights. Yeah, it could have been even as well. You're right. I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Um, so it was a competitive fight, but look, I mean, are we really surprised that it was competitive? No, I mean, Tank's always in competitive fights, you know? So it's his power that bails him out at the end of the day, every time. And that's no exception here in this fight. He was in a pretty good boxing match with Hector Luis Garcia. So again, not surprised at all at the way the fight was going. However, I am surprised at how the fight was ended, how it ended with Hector Luis Garcia refusing to come out for round 9. I could not believe that, man. A fight that he was in, yeah, he got rocked, definitely got rocked, no doubt about it. Um, but he didn't go down, and he just decided to, hey, call it a night, I guess. He said he couldn't see. He said that he was still dizzy. Now, I mean, look, guys, as of right now, we have to say he quit, right? I don't really like to say those things here on this channel, but I think we have to say that he quit. I mean, you get hit with a hard shot, don't even go down, and then go to your corner and say, "You know what? I had enough." I mean, is that how? I mean, I don't know, man. I'm gonna say he quit, man. I think he decided to say, "You know, that's enough, man. I'm done." And that's unfortunate because he was in the fight. You know, he was definitely in the fight. But look, Tank goes on. Let's see how he uh does against no mas. Pretty much, man. But we'll see what happens with Ryan and Tank, man. Again, it's not official. Even though they reported that it was official at first, but it's not official yet. So let's see what happens, man. I know Ryan went live on IG during the fight. Man, I'm tired, man. This fight card was on, man. Shit, almost 5 hours. It started at 6 p.m. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California. It's almost 11, man. It's almost 11 p.m. here. I mean, it's fucking late over there in the East Coast. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. I can't believe this fight is on this late. Not only could I not believe that, but what about what the hell was going on in the crowd? I have never seen them stop a fight because there's a fight going on in the crowd. I have never seen that, man. Demetrius says, I'm riding with the quit part. He said he could see during the interview. Yeah, he said his vision was there now. He just got rocked. Could have taken a round off and used it. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, man. Jesus Christ, guys. We are in the middle of a storm here in Northern California. My lights are flickering. Man, I hope that my electricity doesn't go out on you guys during this thing. But there's a number on the screen, guys. If anybody wants to call in, 916-572-1020. Talk to G Funky Boxing. Let's talk about a few things, man. Let's talk about I mean, look. I mean, if you guys caught my show last night, hopefully you did. Hopefully you did. But let's talk about this guy right here, man. Let's talk about that guy. All right. Let's talk about that guy. The boogeyman, Jaron Boots Ennis, right? Let's talk about him for a minute, guys. Okay. Man, like I said, I hope you guys watched my show last night where I talked about how I don't believe in the boogeyman. There is no boogeyman in boxing, right? That includes Jaron Boots Ennis, right? That's what that includes. Includes all these guys, right? Now, look, do I think Boots won the fight? Yeah, I do. Yeah. But I seen a lot of flaws, man. And there was a lot of rounds where he was getting thoroughly outboxed. But for a majority of the rounds, he won. I felt like he was, more active. I felt like his punches to the body were landing pretty good in the majority of the rounds. But he was frustrated at times, missing very wildly, right? Missing so bad that dude Karen's all the way behind him and he's almost falling into the ropes. Like, that's yeah. And I also feel like he was distracted, man, to be quite honest with you. He kept signaling to the crowd, he kept talking to people ringside, like, um, I don't understand that, man. It's like he wants to, I don't know, look good first, win second. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. Talking, like I said, talking to people ringside, doing hand motions to them, like concentrate on the fight, bro. Like, what are you doing? What's up, the team Batman? It's a nasty shot to end it. That was a nice left hand. He was rocked. Let's see, lots of telegraph swings and misses from Boots. I wonder if they truly researched Karen G. I don't know, man. I don't know. What's up to my man Run PMC? What's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. Guys, if you want to call in, phone numbers on the screen. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, man. I was all dressed up, man, and but I gotta go to no camera, man. I'm fucking tired now, man. Major Key, you're over there in the East Coast, bro. I cannot believe that they let this fight card run this long, man. This is fucking crazy. It's 11 p.m. here. It's 1 a.m. over there where you're at, right? About to be 2, I think. Yeah. This is fucking nuts, dude. But yeah, look, all bullshit aside, okay? You guys know I like to joke and have fun with the boogeyman, right? Play the Casey and the Sunshine Band. I did the same thing for Johnny Beck, right? And I'm already getting the comments in my post-fight video like, hey, man, all of a sudden you guys overrated. No, ain't no all of a sudden. He's been overrated. Boots has been overrated, guys. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, what's he done? What's he done for all these guys to be scared of him and to be pre-anointed, right? I'm not saying that he isn't good, right? Just because I say he's overrated, that doesn't mean that he's a bum. I think he's very talented, but he's got a ways to go, and then we seen that tonight. We seen that tonight, you know. I mean, yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I don't feel your pain, but I am tired, man. I'll be a lot more tired if it was the time if I was in your time zone, man. But let me read a comment here that I got already on the Boots video, right? From somebody named Big Dulo, right? He says, all of a sudden he's overrated because he shut out a guy who barely engaged and barely took any chances. There's a reason why Karen didn't take too many chances, right? Okay. I mean, look, It's very selective when it comes to these things, right? Just a few weeks ago, when another fighter fought this way, it was called the sweet science by the Boots fans. Yet when someone does it to Boots, now it's he was scared. He didn't want to engage because he was scared. Like boy, oh boy, how the narratives change in this community. Like I didn't think the other guy won, and I don't think that Karen won this fight. But it was not impressive. It wasn't. Boots did not look good. They found some obscure guy from out of the blue to come and fight him, and this is what happened, right? And don't even get me started with the hate on Virgil Ortiz. Remember how these guys, when he stopped McKinson, right? And they're like, "Oh man, Virgil's one dimensional, man. He can't cut off the ring, but he stopped that guy, and that guy. Not only was he uh, um, a guy who likes to stay on the outside, like um, like Karan did tonight, but he was a southpaw. On top of that, and Virgil got to him and stopped him. Boots, I don't think Boots barely put a dent in this guy. I think he might have hurt him in what was it, like round 10, I think. But then Karan came right back. I keep calling him Karen, but he came right back and looked good in the last couple rounds, in my opinion. And I gave him 4 rounds. Look, here's another comment that I got on that same video from somebody named The Number Group. He's tricking Earl into feeling that same way you feel. Boy, oh boy. These guys are delusional. What's up, Guido? How you doing, man? So I've been saying for a while that Virgil Ortiz will stop Boots Ennis. I mean, look, I think now we can see that one guy is clearly above him as far as resume goes, right? And I think uh his effectiveness in the ring, and that's Virgil Ortiz. Clearly. But I still want to see that fight. Still want to see that fight. You said you fell asleep during the Boots fight? Yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't a very entertaining fight. No, it wasn't. But let's move on, man. Let's move on to Rashidi Ellis. Rashidi Ellis comes back. He was off for a while. Fights Roman Villa, who that dude is a big welterweight, man. He is huge. I mean, he was massive in there. Now, he fought very, very he started very, very slow, right? See, Virgil needs to get in the ring very soon, even if it's not against Stantionis. Time to make the Virgil Ennis fight now. I mean, I'll take it now, no doubt about it, you know. But I agree. Yeah, he's definitely got to get more active too. You said you couldn't believe that Ellis lost. Look, I mean, look, he was clearly look, I'll tell you this. To me, he looked much better than Boots tonight, even though he lost. But what I seen from him, where I seen a guy who used really good footwork in the first 6 rounds of the fight, and even in some of the rounds that I felt that he was losing, right? I felt he boxed well. I felt that his speed is really, really good. I feel like he changes speeds on his punches, which is really good as well. Felt like his defense was good early. I think what he really lacks is true power in those shots. And when you're in there with a guy that's that big and strong like Villa, who just continued to come forward, right? Had a pretty good poker face all night long, even though he was clearly losing those early rounds. Clearly was getting hit with some big shots from Ellis. Just continue to put the pressure, man. And for me, around round 7, now he did do some dirty tactics in that round. There was a couple low blows and a punch behind the head. And then Rashidi Ellis is like kind of yelling. I'm like, come on, man, but maybe that's what got him going, and then he really, in a way, kind of took over the fight. Now, I hear some people saying that fight was a robbery. No, I don't believe it was a robbery. I feel like really the best you can do for Ellis, especially because he got knocked down, is a draw. Really. Votech says, where's these boots hype man? Oh, they're all in my comment section, bro, on my post fight video. They're saying that you know, Karan was scared all night. He ran all night. Another guy was saying that, oh, he's doing this to trick Earl Spence into fighting him, you know? AG, got to be honest. I don't trust PBC fighters. All of a sudden, they're getting injured. It was weird, man. He got that Willie Pep movement. I feel like his movement was really good at times, man. You say you thought it could have been a draw? Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, that's the best I can do for Ellis. Because I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple of rounds in those last 6 that could have went to either guy. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. They were close. I don't want to say they were swing rounds, but they were close. What's up, Art P? Yep, delusional as always, man. Delusional as always. Let's see here. Yeah. There's some people complaining about robbery on my post fight for Ellis and Villa. But for me, like I said, I had it 6-6. And because he knocked down Ellis 2 times in that last round, which was clutch, by the way, clutch moment for Villa. His corner was pleading with him like, you gotta get him on the ground in this round. You have to. And not only did he do it once, but did it twice, man. Like, wow. And it was a good fight, man, because it was really a tale of 2 fights, you know? And yeah, you're right, RP. Come on, man. You guys hit the like button. Let's go. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, please. But now, robbery, no. It was a close fight, man. Very close fight. Boots looked green. He sure in the hell did, man. And nope, he did not cut the ring off, man. Villa poured it on, man. And that's the thing with these guys, man. These pressure fighters, like if you can't get them out of there, man, oh, it's gonna be tough down the stretch. It's gonna be really, really tough down the stretch, man. And we saw that with Ellis, man. But look, I still think Rashidi Ellis is a good fighter, man. And look, if they want to do it again, I'm all for it because I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. That fight became really good, really great. The first half was a little boring and looked like a blowout was coming. I mean, yeah, because he was. How do I say this? Excuse me, guys. Hold on. Didn't want to cough in your ear, but he was for sure winning at least 6 rounds um in the fight. The first 6 rounds for sure. But I mean, look, Villa had some moments in those rounds. It wasn't like he was like completely blowing them out, but they were like for sure rounds for Ellis, you know. But as the fight went on, we kind of seen, especially once he started to use a jab. Like guys, I mean, I'm telling you, when you're in there with guys that are that fast, you got to use a jab. I remember Vernon Forrest said that after when he beat Shane Mosley. He was like, "When you young fighters that are watching this, if you're in there with a guy with tremendous speed, just use your jab. That's all you got to do." And once he started to use that jab, things started to open up for him. Man, my lights are flickering, guys. I really hope my power doesn't go out. If this live just cuts out of nowhere, the power is out. We are in the middle of a massive storm. There's crazy winds going on. So hopefully I can get through another 40 minutes with you guys. And we could talk this boxing. Let's see here. Read some more comments. Hawker Mustang, what's up, man? He says Boots was supposed to get Karan out of there in 2 to 3 rounds. Yeah, of course. Of course. You're laughing through the whole card. At least VI didn't totally get robbed. Let's see. You've got to use your jab, man. Floyd Sr., that's right. That's right, man. Am I scared of the dark? No. Like the power's going to go out, bro. That means Wi-Fi gone, laptop gone, you know? That's what that means. No, I'm fully prepared because we've had these warnings for the last week or so about how power can be out. So, you know, I got all my shit ready in case I need it. I just don't want it to go out while I'm here talking with you guys, man, about these fights. But yeah, that's what I seen on the as far as the Rashidi Ellis and Roman Villa fight. Good fight, man. And if they want to do it again, I would love to see it, man. Because I think it's going to be a really good fight again, man. And I think there's going to be more action from the start. You know? Yeah, I'm in California. I'm in Northern California, man. And we got what's called an atmospheric river coming in. That's what they're calling it on the news. Um, we did get some crazy winds. There was a storm here New Year's Eve that knocked out a lot of power. A lot of trees were blown over. So, um, yeah, it's we're in a crazy situation, man. But let's talk about Boo Boo Andrade. Yes, Dimitri G says Andrade didn't look awful in my opinion. Not great, but awful. Um, yeah, I agree. Yeah, you say the wind's crazy down there too. Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. I can hear it roaring right now. I'm knocking shit over in my backyard while I'm here with you guys. But let me give my thoughts on Andrade. I think that he clearly won the fight. I gave him every round. There's some people on Twitter that look. I'm just about done with Twitter, to be quite honest with you. My God, it's one of the worst places you could be to talk boxing. But there's people out there like, oh man, he was dropped, man. You see that? Like, to be quite honest with you, I don't really know, man, if that was a legit knockdown or not. Now, if the referee called it, would I be on here complaining? No, probably not. It was a weird situation. Like, I don't know. It was a weird situation. But do I think he was hurt from that? No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. He said, dude, I missed the first fight. My showtime was acting a fool. Charged me 4 times and I couldn't watch. Wow, that sucks, man. Look. You didn't really miss much. Andrade dropped him a couple times. Once in round 2 and then once in round 9, I believe. It was a 10-rounder. But look, Demond Nicholson, he's a big, strong, super middleweight. So he was able to take a lot of good hard shots from Boo Boo. And look, you gotta remember this is his first fight at that weight. So but he's very tricky, man. He's a very tricky fighter, awkward, southpaw. And I feel like going into the last couple rounds of that fight, he changed the look, you know. Um he got caught with a good shot in round 6. Where he got timed, his jab got timed by Nicholson, and Nicholson hit him right on the eye, and it looked like the eye was gonna shut for a second because his eye was like closed for about maybe like 4 or 5 seconds. But then he was able to open it up, and then he did have a mark under there. But yeah, man. He that to me that was a bigger moment than the quote unquote knockdown that happened in the fight, you know? So, that's really it, man. Like a lot of these guys who, look, it's one thing if you don't like them, but I feel like these guys go too far. And really, it's all because of Canelo, right? Like, oh, this guy thinks he can beat Canelo, but look, this guy knocking him down. Like, why do you have to say like, why? Just, look, do I think that Demetrius Andrade beats Canelo? No, I don't. But I think it's an interesting fight because again, he's awkward and he's a southpaw. He's fast. He can move around the ring if he decides to. But yeah, it's really stupid to see, man. That's why I'm just about done with Twitter. Let's see, let's read some comments. Haka Mustang said, I wasn't impressed with Boo Boo. He picked this guy because he thought he could knock him out. He still wasn't able to. Boo Boo got credit for a fake knockdown too. The first one in round 2 was not legit. He landed a punch. Was it something devastating? No. Now the last knockdown I feel like was a legit knockdown. Let's see, Canelo versus Andrade would probably look like Boots Ennis. I don't think so. I feel like I feel like Demetrius son Andrade will fight much better than that. Let's see. Ronald Ellis. I mean, I take it, I take it. Let's see. I think Andrade would lose, but he would survive and make Canelo look bad. Um, I don't think he's that kind of fighter, to move like Karan did tonight. To be honest, Canelo Alvarez will destroy him, bro. I mean, I think he beats him, but I don't think it will be an easy fight. I don't. Um, the guy who I've always said would be a much easier fight would be Charlo. You know, who are these guys? These trolls, guys, get these trolls out of here for me. All right, let me remove this guy. This is crazy. This is a guy, uh, who is trolling right now. I know exactly who it is. He won't show up under his real name though, but I know exactly who it is. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. But yeah, honestly, I still don't think that fight even happens though. So really, there's really no whole, not a lot of, there's no really point in even like talking about it. At least in my opinion, I don't think that fight ever happens. I don't think that Canelo would go over to PBC to fight Boo Boo. Like for what? You know, I think that he'll if he does go to PBC, it's to fight David Benavidez. That's what I think. No, no, no. I'm not saying you're trolling, Hawker Mustang. No, there was another guy in there. I just clipped him though. I just clipped him. I don't know why this guy keeps coming back. I already blocked him once. What a fucking loser. Let's see. Jay Rodriguez says, I feel Charlo might beat Andrade. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. We'll see if it happens. No, he's been calling him out. It's funny to hear him like, I want Charlo. I want Charlo. uh, who are you talking about? Who would you like to see home fight? Are you saying homie fight next? I don't know. Just retype your question in there, man, and I'll answer it. But what's going on, Don Dada? How you doing? Appreciate you guys being here again. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I would definitely appreciate that. Let's see here. Read some more comments. Jay Rodriguez says, I think Plant beats them both. You talking about Benavidez and Andrade? Andrade, I don't know what to call him. Andrade. I don't know which one. I'll go back and forth. But I would like to see him fight any of those guys. Morrell is there. That's a possible fight. I really think that the winner of Benavidez and Plant is going to get Canelo because they're going to be a mandatory, which to me doesn't make sense because David Benavidez should already be the mandatory, But they're making him fight in another eliminator, so we'll see what happens. I feel like that's stupid. Like they did the same thing with Sebastian Fundora at 154 pounds. He just beat Lubin in an eliminator, so he should be next in line. Like you shouldn't have to fight again. Like who are they having him fight now? Tony Harrison, I think. So like I I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Yeah, Plant is a native to 168. Andrade isn't. He's awkward. He is very awkward, man. Very, very awkward. See, I hopped in late, but I felt super let down about this card. We learned some things though, man. We learned that Boots is no boogeyman, right? We learned that. We learned that what Sean Porter said about him last year was true. Remember when he said Boots is overrated, and then he got all these dudes got all in their feelings, and he felt like he had to come on and apologize for it. Like, I don't like that, man. And look, I made a video about it. I think a few days after I heard him say that, because I agree with Sean Porter. He is overrated. And again, people get all in their feelings when they hear that word, but that does not mean that he isn't good. I think he is very talented, man. But we just don't know. One thing we do know is that he's not good with boxers, with guys that are gonna move around the ring. We know he's not good with those guys. As far as his defense goes, I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. In this fight here, he wasn't as aggressive because Karan didn't give him a whole lot to work with. But when he did, there was times where he was getting countered with some clean, heavy shots. Shots were like, oh, like I was saying that when I was watching. I know that the Showtime guys, they already had their scorecards filled out. So did the judges. I mean, anything that Boots did, they were just completely over exaggerating it. Like he missed a big punch. They're like, oh my God, But then like Karan would come back and pop, hit him with a couple shots, and they wouldn't even say nothing, like it was just ridiculous, man. The commentary was awful during the Boots fight. Awful. They were really painting a picture that was not happening in the ring. I would like to see Crawfish call out Boots now. I mean, I guess now he's the mandatory for Spence, I guess, through the IBF. We'll see, man. We got a call coming in, guys. Give me a second. All right, 201, you're live.
Hey, what's up, G Funky? This is Seb from Combat Sports Media.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Thank you. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Always a pleasure to be on. It's not very often, but it's always nice when I'm on. And I just want to say, for those of you listening, if you already don't know, this is one of the realest fucking channels in boxing. Because guess what? He only talks boxing. He doesn't talk about tabloid shit. He talks about shit that's actually going to happen. How is that for a fucking boxing channel, man? But anyway, I just want to say, man, with Jaron Boots Ennis, you're absolutely right. He's no boogeyman right now because what I noticed about him was, and by the way, before this fight, and I'm still high on him, especially at 47. But before this fight, I thought he was a much more transcendent talent and fighter than I think he is now. And I'll give you the reason for that, because as good as he is, he's mainly a fighter that's doing what he's doing because of his physical attributes and his advantages over the fighters at this weight. For example, in this fight, we saw him throwing, he kind of dominated in a sense, but it was because of his physicality, and he was too focused on trying to land one big punch at a time, and he wasn't throwing combinations. He was maybe throwing one big shot or two big shots at a time, and he was throwing the jab consistently, which is great, but the problem is, especially with, and this is another thing, his IQ is not very high. I'm not saying he's a dumb fighter, but he's not a smart one. And maybe that will change as time goes on. But for example, yeah, he was utilizing his jab, or at least trying to, and he was very active with it. But against an elusive fighter like that moves around the way that guy does, you stop trying to jab at the head. I mean, he was barely missing that jab. He was missing that jab all night long, but he was consistent with it. Jab at the chest. As much as that's something I knew my first year of boxing. When someone is really elusive, don't even bother with the head, especially if you're missing it after 2 rounds. Don't even think about the head. A good example of that was Paulie Malignaggi against Adrian Broner. If you notice in that fight, Paulie was very active, throwing very nice combinations, but he wasn't necessarily worried about his Adrian's head, because Adrian Broner is very elusive upper body movement and has good defense. And so that's an example of a fighter with a high IQ.
Jab him to the chest, you're right.
The most,
yep.
So I think Jaron Ennis has a lot to learn. And again, his physical attributes, he's doing what he's doing because of that, of his athleticism, but he needs to up his IQ, and he needs to learn from this fight. And I hope he does. So we'll see what happens, because if he does, he could become an all-time great, but it just remains to be seen. And as with Tank, I just couldn't help but notice how similarly, he fights to Canelo, and I know we all say it, and he said it himself, but it's so true. And I just find Garcia fight happens, and to me, that's a very interesting fight, and I can't pick a winner on that right now. But I think it's Ryan is a very much a live dog for sure. It's like a 50-50 to me. But thank you for having me on, man. You have a good night, and you take care.
Absolutely, man. Great call. And let's hear it, man, from my man. World Combat Sport calling in. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Appreciate that. And you hit on some great points, bro. Really did. Jab to the body, aim for the body more than the head, because again, those guys are elusive, man. They're not going to be there, but the bigger target is the body every time, man. And you're absolutely right. He's got to work on his ring IQ, man. You can't just go in there and think that your athleticism alone is going to win the fight. And I've talked about this often on this channel that just athleticism alone doesn't win you fights. It doesn't. You got to have some sort of skill to back it up. And I think that there's some skill that he's lacking, like footwork. For an example, he was doing a lot of following, wasn't cutting off the ring, wasn't trapping him in the corners where he could have done some really good work. So he's got some things to work on, man. But this is something here that I think some fighters could pick up on. They could definitely pick up on and exploit that. I got another call coming in, guys. Give me a second. All right, got my main man 206, the boxing historian. What's up, brother?
What's happening, bro?
And I'm trying to survive, bro, in the middle of a crazy windstorm, man. My lights are flickering.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I hope that the power doesn't go out while we're live here. But what's on your mind, brother? Speak your mind.
I pray for you, man. Hope you and your family stay safe down there, bro. Hell of a card, bro. Hell of a card. And I think Tank Davis, man. First and foremost, I'll talk about the Tank Davis fight. Very good performance by Tank Davis. I don't know what the hell that shit was in the crowd with Meek Mill and the Gary Russells, but
that was crazy, wasn't it?
that shit was as random as you can find in a fight, and that was just some goofy shit, man. But I mean, he blasted Hector Garcia with a big ass overhand left, and that motherfucker was out. He was out, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck. Might as well just fucking, retire as far as, the fight is concerned and go back down to 130. I like what Tank said. I want to get this fight going with Ryan Garcia and get this shit going. He's ready to get it going in April. So I